Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy news. Alonso is off being fancy, doing his audiobook recording. It's called Hollywood Pride. It is out soon. So if you want to find out more about that, there's a link to that in our About page at the top of our channel. Is a little about thing. You can find out more about his book and pre-order it. Please go jump on that. And then if you want to find out about my newsletter, which comes out tomorrow, today is Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, and hence it is called Saturday Matinee. So jump on that because there's all kinds of goodies there that you don't get to see in the normal stuff we do. The gardeners just showed up next door. So if you can hear leaf blowing and such, I apologize in advance. Hello to you, Mick in Louisville. Hello, Charles. First movie news. Good to see you. Enjoy your spring break. Hello to Stephen, Oscar, Sasheen. It can be John McVeigh, one of our channel members. Great to see you. Hello. T-Love Hater, also a member. Jonathan Caro, Bonzo. Great to see you. Victor DiGiovanni. Yes, there is no audiobook of my newsletter. You are in the audiobook of my newsletter. I get sick of my own voice, so I'm guessing you guys probably do too. So, hey, Chris Crawford from My OY, also a channel member and a good friend. Check out his channel. You know what? Now's the time to go visit him for all things baseball. At some point, I want to talk about Shohei Ohtani. And we can do that today because Alonso is not here. Hey, Doug, good to see you in Albany. Hey, Angel, also a member. Good to see you. Hi. Prayers to the royal family for the breaking news. I don't know what happened. Yes, Oscar, we're going to talk about the Beetlejuice sequel. And Trent, no, I have not seen the documentary Tickled. Is it about tickling? Is it about people with a tickling fetish? I don't know. Locusto, first time, long time for the live. Syracuse in the house. I came this close to going to Syracuse because they have a really great communication school. And I thought I wanted to be a TV news anchor. And then I saw that you have to trudge through knee-deep snow to get to class. And I said, screw that, and chose not to do that. So good to see you all. Hello, Dorothy in Riverside. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Teddy, always a favorite. Hello, Javier. Good afternoon. Oh, Princess Catherine has cancer. Oh, that's very sad. Oh, goodness. Thanks to all of you for telling me that. I did not know that. That's where she has been. Gosh, doesn't it make you feel terrible, everyone, about all the hovering and persnickety nitpicking about her photoshopping abilities? And this is why. That's so sad. Goodness. Okay. So sending good thoughts to her, of course. Yeah, Bonzo. We'll talk about Shohei Ohtani for sure. Let's do news first, because that's why you're here. But I live in LA and my husband works in TV news and all we talk about is Shohei Ohtani. So we will get to that eventually. Fernando in Puerto Rico, so great to see you. Gage, hi, says she has a good prognosis. It is preventative chemo. Good to see that. Hi, hello, Jacob. Okay, so a bunch of trailers came out this week, including the one that just came out like last night for Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice. In case you didn't know, 1988's Beetlejuice. I guess it seems fitting that this week when we have a Roadhouse remake and another Ghostbusters movie, that we're just going to stay in the 80s with Beetlejuice. How do you guys feel about a Beetlejuice sequel? I don't know that I need it. As much as I love the first one, it is a great classic Michael Keaton performance from that era of early Keaton comedies. Just so unpredictable. That delivery was just alive and so fun. And I just want it to kind of stay as this precious little time capsule from my youth. What do you guys think about Beetlejuice? Hello to you and Andrea in Caracas. Oh, I'm sorry it's hot there, but good to see you. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Dalen, hey, good to see you, Dalen, a channel member here. The trailer had one of the worst shots I've seen in a big budget movie in a long time, but I'm excited for Keaton and nothing else. What shot is that, Dalen? I'm curious to hear what looks awful to you. Steve has never seen the first one. Oh, Steven, you should, because it's like vintage Tim Burton. And it's a great classic Michael Keaton performance. And all of the stuff that made Tim Burton so interesting in the 80s with like Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Edward Scissorhands and all those early films from him. Yeah, it's all there in Beetlejuice. I guess what's interesting here is that now they can do different stuff in terms of visual effects because none of that existed in 1988, as far as CGI. So I guess they can do more creature type stuff Anyway, John McVeigh says, I don't need it, but Keaton will be good. Yeah, I love him in that mode. Isn't it fun? It's such a blast. So anyway, that comes out on September 6th, which also makes me worry a little bit because that's not a great spot on the calendar. That is like right after Labor Day. It might be Labor Day weekend or right after it, somewhere in there. But that end of summer, beginning of fall is a really bad spot. You have Toronto Film Festival going on around then, Venice, Telluride, all these big awards movies are being ushered in. Kids are going back to school. We're all getting back to reality from vacations. And so I don't have a whole lot of faith in a September 6th spot on the calendar, but Jenna Ortega is in it, which makes absolute sense. It looks like she is Winona Ryder's daughter. She's Lydia's daughter, which is great casting. And it seems like a no-brainer. Of course, Jenna Ortega should be in this world. And the creators of Wednesday co-wrote the script. So there's some synergy there. Anyway, Dalen says the reveal of him coming out of the table. There's multiple props covering up his face. He's out of focus. It's a bizarre angle, but the movie is shot by one of Branagh's usual DPs. That's interesting. Yes, Perry, the green nail polish is chipping because it's been a little while, but it was for St. Patrick's Day. Anyway, Andrea, yeah, Beetlejuice is one of my childhood movies. Absolutely. And it's still so funny and it still holds up. And it's so like just a great little nugget of all that Tim Burton goodness with that Danny Elfman score. Anyway, Otay says Keaton said a lot of it was practical. A lot of the effects in Beetlejuice 2 is practical. That's great. I hope so. Yeah. So anyway, we'll keep an eye out for that. That's September 6th. That trailer is out there. Also, we got a new trailer for Furiosa this week, and it was announced that Furiosa is going to debut at Cannes, which makes a lot of sense because Mad Max Fury Road debuted at Cannes in 2015, I want to say. So that is a good spot for that film. This movie looks awesome, you guys. It just looks so thrilling. It's like everything that you want in a Mad Max movie, just visceral and just lurid, lush color. And I love the idea of Chris Hemsworth, A, getting to be Australian, but B, like getting to have fun playing that kind of character, like not having to be hot and hunky, not having to be Thor, getting to get a little weird under some effects prosthetic makeup there. How many Oscar nominations will Furiosa get, says Sar of Newark. I don't know. Mary's excited about it too. Oh, Bonzo, you want to hear about the marathon? Okay, we can take a quick break from marathon coverage. Thank you for asking. Let me just quickly tell you guys. Yeah, Dominic, Fury Road was that long ago, 2015, 16? It was a while. 15, I want to say. I ran the LA Marathon on Sunday. I'll be real quick with this because some of you guys are interested. I will not take up a lot of your time. I ran the LA Marathon on Sunday for the second time. I ran it a year ago, the year I turned 50. I said, I'm going to run my first marathon, see how it goes. This time was much better. I felt much better physically and mentally. Knowing what to expect from the course helped a great deal. Just feeling better in every way. I trained better for it. I did more and longer runs heading into it. And that helped a great deal. And it was a beautiful day. And the most fun thing of all, so it was on St. Patrick's Day. My husband, who's from New Hampshire and is a lifelong Celtics fan, wore a Celtics jersey to run the LA Marathon. He wore a Paul Pierce jersey, figuring like, oh, I'm going to split the difference. You know, Pierce is a guy from Inglewood. And I thought, oh, you're going to make friends. That's a choice. This is going to be an adventure. And I figured he would get just untold shit for 26.2 miles. And I was shocked at how popular he was. He was the belle of the ball, like constantly on both sides of the route. Go Boston, go Celtics. Hey, like, people thought he was Larry Bird sometimes because it's one number off. Anyway, but he kept looking at me every time like and just laughing. I stopped counting. I lost count. Yeah, T-Love Hater. Yeah, Baxter ran a marathon from the couch to the kitchen and back. I mean, barely. We probably picked him up to do that. Thanks on all the congratulations. You're all very sweet. My husband is bold. Thank you, Ursa Minor, Jim. So, but we had such a good time and we met people we would not have met otherwise. Like people who ran alongside us who maybe were from New England as well and swapped stories with him of Celtics memories. And anyway, it's just really fun. And so thank you for asking. And I'm trying to make myself rest this week, which is tough mentally when your mind is geared up to run all the time. Anyway, that is your marathon coverage for the day. Thanks to you, Katie, for your kind words. A lot of this is makeup and lighting. Yeah, Lacusta, good point. Hemsworth was fun in Bad Times at the El Royale too. That's really good. Anyway, so that was that. So Furiosa coming out May 24th after its Cannes debut. That new trailer looks amazing. And yes, Langley, his charisma does transcend. Oh, my husband, his charisma transcends sports team. That's kind of funny. So yes, this looks great too. Also, we got a trailer this week for this new Star Wars series called The Acolyte. Did you guys watch this? What do you think of this? Are you excited for this? I expect it's a thing that we're going to talk about. It debuts June 4th on Disney Plus. It takes place 100 years before the prequels, and it stars Amandla Stenberg and Carrie-Anne Moss, which looks awesome. And it looks kind of good. It looks dark in a way that like Andor was. And I feel like nothing could ever possibly match Andor in terms of its emotional depth, its stakes, the writing. It's just so well made. I just feel like nothing could ever match that. And some things really have not even been able to come close, like this most recent season of Ahsoka, I thought was really bad. I did not see the Alien Romulus trailer. This must have just come out, you guys. I see a couple of you folks are mentioning it. I did not see it, but tell me about it. Tell me what you thought about it. I want to hear about it. The Acolyte looks good. It looks dark. It's about somebody who is hunting Jedi. And so I'm curious to see what that's like. The martial arts choreography looks really cool. It looks very like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in terms of some like the flips and the twists and things, the gravity defying maneuvering. So that comes out on June 4th. I'm guessing we'll probably recap that on our Patreon. If you are not already a Patreon member, that's patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We do a lot of cool TV recaps there. We just wrapped up Feud, Capote versus the Swans. Very soon we're going to do Ripley on Netflix. I just watched the first 2 episodes of Ripley this morning. I cannot tell you about it. I can tell you that I saw it and that I am very much looking forward to talking about it. That comes out on Netflix. All 8 episodes of that come out on Netflix on April 4th, 5th, April 4th. And we'll take them 2 at a time. I don't like how Netflix dumps it all out there all at once in a big chunk. So we'll take them 2 at a time. So come check out that on our Patreon. Tom Huffman, thank you so much. I really appreciate your kind donation. Have you ever thought of investing in a home theater with a really big screen and good sound? I mean, what's that? I don't think we have a whole lot of room for that, but it's a nice idea. Do you have one? Do you like it? Tell me about it. I don't think that's a thing we'll be doing anytime soon, but it's a nice idea. When you see like tours of luxury homes and they have a media room, I'm like, ooh, I want that. Stephen Turner, thank you so much for your kind donation. That is so generous of you. I really appreciate it. Charlize Theron will be missed. Her and Halle Berry, 2 of the best female action stars. I don't like troop of franchises just replacing older females like John Wick, giving Ana de Armas spin-off, not Halle. Oh, I don't think I know about that one. But yeah, I think but Anya Taylor-Joy is excellent casting, I think, as a young Furiosa, just in terms of the way she carries herself and the same kind of, badassery. I think she'll be a great Furiosa. And she's got something kind of unsettling in her presence. Beautiful, but also kind of ferocious and unpredictable. And so that'll be a really good idea. Bonzo, no, we've not done Shogun. I think we missed the boat on Shogun, because it's been out there for a few weeks. And anyway, I know it looks great, but we never did. Yeah, Teddy, Trinity as a Jedi is pretty on the nose casting. Yeah, but it seems pretty cool. Yeah, Dorothy, we loved Andor too. Anyway, so the Acolyte's out. Also out this week, since we are talking about the 80s, have you guys watched the Roadhouse remake? It's on Prime Video. It came out yesterday. We reviewed it already. There's a link in the description down here, and then it's on our page if you want to look around. It's right there up toward the top. I am shocked at how much I enjoyed the new Roadhouse. Have any of you watched it? Am I losing my mind? Because I like this. I thought it was really, really fun. Jazz 41173 says, in Ripley, I hope they include the character of Peter, the guy that Tom genuinely falls in love with. I have not gotten that far yet. I've only watched the first two, and CAB says Tokyo Vice is the best show on TV on Max. That is good. Yeah, Purple Noon, right? Another Ripley there. Bryce says I refuse to watch Swayze Forever, my crush. You know what though? I love what Jake Gyllenhaal is doing here with this different take on Dalton. It's written differently. He performs it differently. There was sort of a quiet swagger to the character that Swayze played in the original. And here, Jake Gyllenhaal is just kind of like playful, and there's an understated kind of stealthy, smartass sense of humor to the character. So I like the changes they have made here. The spine of Roadhouse is the same, where it's this legendary badass who's called into this dive bar to help clean things up and restore order, but he crosses paths with the town criminal gangster, whatever he is, and also falls in love with a beautiful doctor. It's all the same thing pretty much. So yeah. Oh, Andrea, you also like Shotgun. Good to know. Oh, Shotgun. Shogun. I can read. Victor also likes Shogun. All right, good. I would like to check it out. I do think it is concerning that we're late on it. Hey, so Javier, what is this thing with Late Night with the Devil using AI? I don't think I know that story. We just reviewed it this week, and a lot of you folks are loving it. We're getting a great response to our review. I don't know about the use of AI, so please fill me in. Perry, yes, we did like Capote versus the Swans. You hate Truman Capote now. Oh, but don't you feel sorry for him? You know, he was just like doing everything he did because he never got the love from his mom that he wanted, the approval that he wanted. And so he then went out to seek the approval that she never got either from all the society bitches. Like, I think it's very sad. Dominic says Jake Gyllenhaal, great in everything he's cast for. So I'm not surprised you like it. Yeah, really, really good. Angel, did you see Brad Pitt, Penelope Cruz in the short piece for Chanel? No, I did not. What is that about? But that's interesting that Chanel is now doing that the way that, oh, who did the thing with the Almodovar shorts? I know you know. It was a thing for a designer. Anyway, hey, Matthew, good to see you as well. Nice to see you. Oh, East Swazo, thanks for streaming on my lunch hour. Have been a fan since the TYT days. Thank you. We appreciate that. Why am I blanking on who the designer is that Almodovar did? Tom Ford. It was Tom Ford. Thank you so much. Derek, hello. Good to see you. Hi, Christy. Do you listen to Ben's podcast over at TCM? He's so good. He is so good. He's a great interviewer. You know what Ben's really good at? He's good at doing all the prep work and then being in the moment enough to ask the natural follow-up question. I have not heard this most recent podcast. I listened to his Peter Bogdanovich one. And he's so good at making people feel comfortable that they will open up to him. And I'm always impressed with the work that he puts into these interviews. So he's great. Hey, Kelly Robb, you're not late. You're right on time. It's good. I like it. Mr. E, do you know why people don't buy Eminem records anymore? I don't know that. I'm sorry. Please fill me in. Dominic, there were 3 AI generated pieces in it. And instead of apologizing, they're like, we used it before it was a bad idea. It was always a bad idea. I don't know this story. Thank you for telling me about it. I will have to look into it. Yeah. Oh, Daniela Melchior Lacusto is who you're thinking about, the doctor in Roadhouse. Yes, she was good and very no nonsense and very smart ass. Hey, Stephen, thank you for your kind donation. You're so thoughtful. We appreciate it. Stephen asked, did you see X-Men 97? Love the way it combined nostalgia, but aged up and matured its storytelling to fit the aged up original audience. I have not seen that. One of our longtime viewers around here, Charlie, also suggested that we watch X-Men 97. I haven't seen it, but it's the kind of thing that I think maybe my son would like. Nick is 14 and he likes a lot of animation that is not necessarily animation for kids. So that's that. Jose Covarrubias, great to catch this. Great to see you. I'm happy that you're here. Man on Fire. What is my favorite movie so far this year? That is a really good question. I might have said Late Night with the Devil until I learned that they used AI. I don't think I have a best of list going yet, but there's a lot of good stuff. Hey, Charlie, I just mentioned you by name. Hi. So you think Nick would like X-Men 97? Cool. We'll have to watch that for sure. You know what he's been into, you guys, lately? He's been into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like he has been binging it nightly. And I'll say to him, don't you have homework? Don't you have a test tomorrow? And he's like, no, I did it already. And he's watching like 4 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine a night, which is a show that I never saw and I'm loving. So that's been kind of fun to watch together. Man on Fire, do I watch British shows? I do not. I have not. So maybe I should start. One thing I also want to mention before I forget, there's a documentary coming out on Hulu on April 22nd called Hip Hop and the White House. And it's written and directed by a really dear friend of mine, my former editor at the AP. His name is Jesse Washington, veteran journalist, has covered hip hop for a long time. And he made this documentary as part of a whole series of docs that they are doing through Andscape, which Jesse has been with since the beginning. And he's really sharp and really plugged in and a great writer and just a really thoughtful guy and one of the best editors I ever had. And so now I'm excited for him to see him use his creativity for something totally different. Of course, I cannot review this, but I'm proud of Jesse. So go check that out. That is Hip Hop in the White House, coming to Hulu on April 22nd. Katie says Brooklyn Nine-Nine is such a good one for the youth to get into. Yeah, I don't know how he found it. Yeah, that was a fun thing though. Charlie, did you ever see the lineup scene in Brooklyn Nine where they sing "I Want It That Way"? I think Nick showed that to me. Yes. What other questions can I answer? Chris Crawford, since you're here, do you want to talk about Shohei Ohtani? Is anyone else following this? I don't think you need to be a baseball fan to follow this. I'm going to quickly just try to recap what we know about this. We're going to talk about baseball because we can. And then I'll let you guys all get on with your day. Shohei Ohtani, superstar Japanese player, plays both ways, acquired by the Dodgers, like record contract, $700 million. But coming along with him was his longtime interpreter and best friend, who had been with him since his debut in Major League Baseball in 2018. Very, very confusing thing about whether or not the interpreter stole $4.5 million from Ohtani to pay off his gambling debts, or Ohtani wired some money to a bookie to pay off the guy's gambling debts. It's just bizarre the way this happened. Thank you, Stephen, for saying you liked our Love Lies Bleeding review. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. So it's confusing because at first this news comes out, this big investigation, and Ohtani's camp like arranges a sit down with ESPN to say, look, here's what happened. I wanted to protect my friend. I wired the money directly to this representative of the bookie because I didn't trust my friend with $4.5 million. I thought he would gamble it away. I helped. I was right there at the computer with him. We did it together. And then the lawyers came in and said, oh, no. That's not what happened. Ohtani knew nothing at all about this. And actually, the interpreter stole $4.5 million from him to cover his gambling debts. No one knows. Victor says interpreter committing PR seppuku. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Well, I don't know. Is that true, though? We don't know. Yes, Teddy, wiring money to a bookie is bad news. And also, you can't gamble in California. I think sports gambling is illegal in several states, and California is one of them. Supposedly, he never bet on baseball. That'd be bad, of course, because it's a thing you can't do when you are involved with baseball. Supposedly, he only gambled on like football and soccer. Right. Langley says other theories that he was covering for Ohtani's bets, but I think there is nothing out there yet that indicates that Ohtani himself had the gambling problem. It seems like the interpreter is a guy with a gambling addiction. But yeah, Derek, I don't follow baseball at all, but I thought Ohtani was a perfect, precious baby. That is part of the story, is that he's so beloved. He's so incredibly good at what he does. He's like a once in a generation player. He can play both ways. And he came to the Dodgers with much expectation, much fanfare, this crazy record contract, huge Japanese baseball fan base in LA. I remember when Nomo was here, it was Nomo Mania. It was a huge deal. And he's adored because he's charming. You know, he's a really, really likable player, a hugely popular player, and in theory is the future. Langley asks, Ohtani would be in bigger trouble if he was behind the bets alone. I mean, they both kind of are. Anyway, yeah, John, pick your Japanese interpreter wisely. The thing is that this was his like best buddy for a long, long time. Yeah, it's illegal in a lot of states. Locusto, you are right. So, Chris Crawford, if you're still here, I need you to chime in. Jared Diamond, if you're here, I need you to chime in because you are an actual baseball writer and I am not. Anyway, Victor said there's Rich Eisen had a funny say it ain't show. That's really funny. Say it ain't show joke. That's really funny. John McFay, people will care only if you bet on baseball. I don't know. I mean, that is of course the cardinal sin, and that's like a no-no, and then you're done for good. But again, whose bets are they? And I know there's a theory like, oh, these are Ohtani's bets, and the interpreter was taking the fall for him. I don't know. Anyway, it's fascinating. And every day there is some new wrinkle and it's very exciting. Thank you for taking part in the baseball portion of my my movie news live segment. If you have any other thoughts on this, yeah, I'm secretly a huge fan of baseball anime. No, I've been a baseball fan my whole life. And a huge Dodger fan my whole life, and then married somebody from New Hampshire and became a Red Sox fan kind of through marriage. And so I'm into all of this, but it's just a huge cultural story here in LA that kind of transcends baseball. Like the season's about to begin. Like a week from Sunday is opening day. So it's all just a huge deal. You know what, Derek, though? Alonso secretly loves baseball movies. That is very surprising. What else can I answer for you? I would love to talk about any other topics you have. I've got a little bit of time. It's the middle of the day on a Friday, so you may not have time, but but I'm here for you. Angel the Man, are you or family or Alonso a Black Mirror fan? I feel like Alonso has seen a lot of Black Mirror. I have not. Oh, Beauregard 77, do you have a single sister that likes movies? I don't. I'm an only child. Sorry. Oh, Gage, have you seen Civil War yet? You know what? We just last night got our all media invitation. It screens in IMAX on 3 different IMAX screens around LA on April 8th, Monday, April 8th. So we will have a review for you the next day. We'll probably do an out of the theater reaction that night, although I think we're going to 2 different theaters. If I can avoid schlepping to Hollywood, I will. I think it's where Alonso is going to see it. So we'll definitely have a review for you on Tuesday, April 9th. Are you guys excited about it? What are you hearing about it that interests you? Do you like Alex Garland in general? Bo says, I live in Boston. Nice. We love Boston. We spend a lot of time there. Dominic says, I'm a fan of the Seattle Mariners, but I don't like baseball. Dominic, do you know about the My OY YouTube channel? Chris Crawford covers all things Seattle Mariners. He is your guy. Derry, New Hampshire. How funny. My husband's from Nashua, not too far away. Stephen Turner, you're too kind. Thank you so much. Saw your review of Crossroads, which has gotten a cult camp fan base. Would you ever consider doing that to Halle Berry's Catwoman? It has huge queer fan base, and Halle embraced that fan base online. Didn't Halle Berry go to the Razzies when she won a Razzie for Catwoman? First of all, I love that. Whenever anyone does that, when they embrace that, I'm all for it. Nico's Vault, Emmett Walsh. No, we did not. I did not. Thank you, Doug, both for asking. I am not hugely knowledgeable about Emmett Walsh. This is when it would be a nice time to have Alonso here. But, of course, legendary longtime character actor, and what a life and what a singular face and presence for sure. You always knew, when he showed up, it was going to get better for sure. Matt asks, Christy, I know your husband produces things or has done so. Is he super involved in the movie/film stuff like you? He's a TV news producer. And so he is more on the television journalism side. We met because we both worked in journalism. But he does love movies like me. He doesn't want to go with me to everything, but there's a lot that we have shared over the years. It's really important to us. So Jordan says, I'm an A's fan. Before that, an Expos fan. I have been to an Expos game, Jordan Donnelly. So I don't really know what to do with baseball anymore. Haha. Yeah, I have been to an Expos game. You could smoke indoors and they had mayonnaise with their fries. It was very strange. And we have been to Montreal a lot and been to Le Stade Olympique a lot. So it was pretty cool. Lacusto says Megan Fox won both worst lead and supporting actress at the Razzies this year. Yeah. Oh yeah, Javier, she did accept her Razzie. Her speech was funny. I love that. I think that's really great. Just own it, have fun with it. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I agree. Man on Fire, what's the biggest thing you and Alonso disagree on? Oh gosh. That's a tough question. I gotta think about that. I'll have to go back through and think about that because there's so much we have seen together over the years, and we are quite often on the same page. You guys probably remember better than I do. What has been one of our big James Boyd? Is that my friend James Boyd from college? Hi, Jim Boyd. Good to see you. Jim Boyd has been a podcast guest of mine. He sat at this very table where I'm sitting right now. Good to see you. Um, yeah. Oh, here's a question. What film does your husband prefer, network or broadcast news? Network for sure. I think a lot of times with TV news, like when we watched the morning show for our Patreon, he will nitpick things that are wrong, but he loved network. He loved the writing in network. Mm. Is there a movie that you and your husband vehemently disagree about? LOL. Oh, I don't know. Gosh, Christy and Alonso disagree on Cocktail. That's true. Hi, Michael Radowski. A little late, but happy to make it to the live. Happy to see you. Glad you're here. Bad Santa 2 or movie 43. Yes. Oh, we did disagree on Barbenheimer. That's true. Thank you, Angel the Man, for keeping us honest, keeping me honest. I couldn't remember that. Yeah, he loved Barbie and I loved Oppenheimer. And I liked Barbie a lot, and he couldn't stand Oppenheimer. That is a good one. I mean, Charlie, yeah, you can ask anything, but I may not answer. I don't think he watched the newsroom, Lacusto. I don't think he did. Mayor Madawalar, hello. I do not have a letterboxed because it kind of feels like one more thing. There's so much. There's so much out there to do. Yes, Asteroid City is awesome. Daniel Warren Guitar, good to see you. I've noticed sometimes you and Alonso make similar comments, but you assign different numbers. Maybe you disagree about what the number ratings mean. And we have pondered getting rid of numbers entirely. It's entirely possible that someday we'll just stop doing numbers. And then whenever we entertain that thought, people go, no, we like numbers, keep numbers. So I don't really know. Yes, Oppenheimer. Thank you for remembering all of that. Matthew says, I'm not with either of you, Christy. I was okay with both. I was more into Naiad. No one seems to like. I love Jodie Foster in Naiad. I learned a lot about jellyfish. It was very informative. Anyway, you guys are great. I think I'm going to take off in a little bit. So maybe let's wrap this up. A couple more questions. Mary F. One movie I'm looking forward to is The Outrun with Saoirse Ronan. She's good in every movie. She is good in every movie. She's so versatile. Her American accent's amazing. Just incredibly talented. She can do it all. Angel Senya, good to see you. If given the chance, for which director would you like to cameo? Oh, like I'd be in a movie? Oh, no one needs that. But let me think. I guess the Coen brothers, because they're my favorites. That's who I would pick. Angel likes the numbers, says don't stop doing the numbers. Derek likes the numbers. Okay. Good to know. Jose Covarrubias, entertainment you're into, reading, music, etc. All of it. Literally all of it. Since I was a kid, I've always been totally into pop culture, movies, TV, concerts. This is part of why I don't mind my kids staying up to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine every night because I'm like, you have good taste. This is a good use of your time. Ursa Minor Jim says, keep the number ratings on a scale of 1 to 2. I like it. It's essentially a thumbs up and thumbs down thing. It can be love Naiad. Leo, good to see you. And thank you for your support after the marathon. Thank you all for indulging me with my marathon talk. So here's what to look forward to that's coming up in the next week or so. It's kind of wacky the next couple of weeks. The reason Alonso's not here right now is because he's recording his audiobook, Hollywood Pride, coming out soon. Pre-order through the link at the top of our channel. And so he's doing that. And he's doing that next week as well. And then I'm going skiing for the first week in April for spring break. So we're both kind of scattered these weeks. And we're going to record some stuff that's going to come out over the next several days. We are going to, Mary F. Christy starring in a movie that Roger Deakins is working on. Oh, Be Still My Heart. To be shot by Roger Deakins, I would just faint. I would just drop right there on the set and be totally useless. So numbers don't lie. Chris has never lied to us. I never lied about being blonde. You guys, I've been honest since day one that this is my natural hair color back here. It's all chemicals. Thank you, Perry, for your support. So either next week or I think the first week in April, we're going to do another one of our Was It Great or Were You 8 series, which is one of my favorite things to do. I love this series so much. It's a fun thing where we go back and we review movies we loved from childhood to see were they really great or do we just love them because of nostalgia. So it's my turn to pick. I picked Caddyshack. So we're going to talk about Caddyshack. We'll have that out the first week in April. Also next week, Tim Grierson and I recorded a separate spoiler talk for Immaculate. If you noticed, we have our spoiler-free review of Immaculate out there today. This is the Sydney Sweeney pregnant nun movie. There's so much that happens. It's so nuts. Have any of you guys seen Immaculate yet? Let me know if you have. Yeah. And so we had to do a whole separate spoiler talk about that because the last shot alone, so much crazy stuff happens in the last 10 minutes. So we talked about that. Anyway, so keep an eye out for that and all good things. Teddy, does writing a book interest you? I tried to write a book and I wrote a whole proposal and I had an agent who shopped it around for me and nobody wanted it. And that is okay because this is now my book. This YouTube channel is now my book. You guys are my book. And I love doing this and I love devoting time to this and watching it grow and interacting with all of you. So I'd much rather do that. So I don't think I want to write a book. It seems like a lot of work. Thank you, Ursa Minor Jim, for new grade 8. Thank you, Dominic, for the spoiler review enthusiasm. Jordan, you guys have fun watching Immaculate. Looks nutty. Yes, and Teddy, I have yet to play 18 holes with an adult man without someone quoting Caddyshack. See, that's the thing. I think people quote Caddyshack all the time and maybe don't even realize that they're quoting Caddyshack. Like when you say, so I've got that going for me, which is nice. I just think it's a part of our culture at this point. So we're gonna go back and look at it now through fresh eyes all these years later and see if it holds up. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gage. Thank you, Michael and Steve and Bradley and Javier. And I'm just delighted that you're all here. It's the middle of the day. It's the end of March. It's just a thrill for me to know that folks care and want to come hang out in the middle of the day, no matter where you are in the world. So thank you so much. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Leo. Join the Saturday morning tea letter with Christy. Thank you for the reminder, Leo. Yes, I have a newsletter. I'm going to whip it up tonight. It'll be out tomorrow. It's called Saturday Matinee. You can subscribe through ChristyLemire.com. There's a subscribe here button and you can subscribe there. All right. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Mr. E. Thank you, John McFay. Chris Wright, good to see you. Thank you, Teddy, KGB. Thank you, John M. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and be on the lookout for more goodies next week. And we'll see you then. Bye.